Morning, everyone. Morning. Hope everyone's well this morning. Just had a lovely hour watching Nigel's show. Big up to Nigel for sending everyone over. Really appreciate you, Nigel. How's everyone doing this morning? We've all had 24 hours to take in the Chelsea result. We know now that on Sunday we need a point. Like I've been saying for the last 4 months or whatever it is. Have we got the minerals? Have Tottenham Hotspur got the minerals to get a point on Sunday against Everton? I don't want to be relying on West Ham losing to Leeds, to be quite honest with you. We've had 37 games not to be in this position, and admittedly, injuries, they're not helping us up there. Didn't help us in January. We've had the injuries throughout the season. I get it. I know we haven't had our first team out for basically all the season, right? But at the end of the day, right, it's for the people upstairs, for the director of finance, for whoever's involved in the scouting system to make sure the players are here, to make sure we're not in this position. They haven't done their job properly. I don't even know why they're still here. To be quite honest, why are Lang and Vinay still here? What are they doing? What have they done? It's shocking, absolutely shocking that we're in this position and with one game to go, we still need a point to avoid relegation. I can't even believe I'm saying the word relegation. And yeah, there's no club too big to go down, especially when it's run like an entertainment venue. There you go. Everton to come on Sunday. We'll get into it. We're going to get into it this morning. I've had 24 hours to stew on the Chelsea game. I couldn't even talk about it yesterday morning because my head was still going around in circles. I'd had about 3 hours kip. And it's just every week that goes by, I don't know what's going on with us. I really don't know. But listen, we're in the position that we're in. 1 point required against Everton on Sunday. David Moyes, apparently, looking at what Everton fans are saying, he's under pressure for his job. So will his players turn up at the weekend? Let's see. But from somewhere or the other, we got to get this point. We've got to get this point. Don't rely on fucking West Ham. Yeah, losing to Leeds. Because Leeds have got injuries too. It's just how it is at the end of the day. But listen, we've got to try and be a little bit positive about it. It's hard to see the positives. One positive I will say is that at least De Zerbi's come in and managed to win a couple of games. Yeah, which Igor Tudor couldn't. At the end of Thomas Frank's reign, he couldn't. Right? So let's hope this next 5 days he gets them together even more, yeah, and tries to instill in them what it means, not just to them, but to us, the fans, what going down means. Glad to see so many of you in here this morning. Anyway, big up to all of you. Let's say a few hellos. Ellie's meant to be coming on this morning, but I know she's got a few problems with a link. I don't know what else to send you, Ellie. That's what I got from Mark, and that's what I sent you. So I don't know, but give Mark a text, see if he can work it out. He might be up by now. Let's say a few hellos this morning before we get going. Big up to Stu. Hope you're well, Stu, and loving the scoreboard for the weekend, by the way. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. And he also says big up to the chat, like and subscribe. Absolutely, hit that like button early doors. Let's see how early we can get to 50 a day. Yesterday, what was it? 28 minutes to 50, something like that. See if we can beat 28 minutes to 50 a day. Big up to you. Kate's in the house. Big up to Kate. Morning to Kate. Kate, Eddie's here now. Look, Kate, Kate, I didn't give you a cuddle yesterday. To be honest with you, I was raging. And you know how it is the day after a defeat when you needed that point. Kate, there's the cuddle this morning, and the little squeeze. There you go. Have some of that.
You're funny, Cookie. It's like you know when your wife gives you that stare,
Yeah.
or that look, you won't go near her to give her a cuddle. You just try and hide in your man cave.
I'll have you know I'm always cuddling my missus,
Yeah, I
Ellie.
know.
You know.
I know.
I'm just saying a few hellos, Ellie, and we'll get into it. All right,
Yes.
Ellie. Yeah. So big up to Kate. Pete's in this morning. Big up to Pete. Hope you're well, mate. Premier League winner, as they say. Wembers is in. Big up to Wembers. Hope you're well, mate. He says, morning, Mark. Is he's probably still asleep. I think he was on nights last night. Wembers, the sheriff. Morning, all in the chat. Both the short turnaround after Tuesday and the likelihood it is going to be very hot Sunday afternoon will work against us. De Zerbi will need to use his subs earlier. Good point. It is going to be very warm, I think, from Friday onwards, especially down south, maybe even tomorrow. So, yeah, that may have an effect. Let's see, Wembers. Thanks for the message. Big up to you. Del Boy's in. Big up, Del Boy. Hope you're well this morning. Marianne's in. Big up, Marianne. Hope you're well. Drewler's in this morning. Hope you're well this morning. Drewler, big up to you. Marcus is in this morning. Big up to you, Marcus. Let's keep going because if I stop, I'll never come back to it. Ghosted, big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Jimmy's in this morning. He says, big up, and good morning. Cookie in the chat from a cloudy and cool northwest. You're spot on, Jim, exactly like it is where I am. And George says it's the oven cleaning services raid, otherwise known as Pure COYS. There you go. Big up to you, George. Big up to you. Lee's in this morning. Big up to Lee. Hope you're well this morning, Lee. Surreal's in. Big up to Surreal. Hope you're well this morning. And he says to the fellow Yids and Yidettes, like it, Surreal, like it. Claire's in this morning. Big up to Claire. Hope you're well. Jano's in this morning. Big up to Jano. Hope you're well this morning. That geezer, that Pure COYS geezer is in as well. Big up to you. 43 Ange. Hope you're well. We was robbed by the ref and VAR. 43 Ange says, I've no doubt we'll come on to that shortly. 43 Ange. We'll talk about it anyway. Marcus says, brilliant result for the Villa last night. Absolutely was. Big up to the Villa. Who else we got here? Is there any more? I know there is. Lee's in. Big up to Lee. May the force be with you, he says. And to you, Lee. Stew Boy's in. Big up, Stew Boy. Hope you're well this morning. There's so many people in here this morning. Scotty's in. Big up to Scotty. Hope you're well this morning, Scott. Joey's in. Hope you're well, Joey. We'll get on to that as well, Joey. Alfie's in. Big up to Alfie. Hope you're well this morning. Tom's in. Big up, Tom. Mario's in. Big up, Mario. How many people? Tony's in from Football Hammers TV. Big up to you, Tony. And I'll take a breath in a minute. Colin Jones. Hope you're well this morning, mate. Top geezer for being in. Sorry, I've clicked on that one. I'm trying to upgrade. Here we go. Here we go. And beyond the yellow. Evening from Oz, mate. Coys. Ellie, how are you this morning?
I'm really well, thank you. My hubby's going out, so I've got the whole living room to myself, so I didn't even have to go upstairs to my podcast room. So I'm happy about that.
You mean your woman cave?
Yes, my woman cave. I love being downstairs as well when I'm talking because it's more bright. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. And the thing is, Spurs aren't good. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We were very negative against Chelsea, but you'll get into that soon, won't you?
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. You can just plod along as you like, Ellie. We can go in any order you want. We'll talk about the Chelsea game, moving on. What De Zerbi does, moving on to Everton at the weekend. We can talk about the Everton game, the point that we need, and so on and so forth. We can talk about whatever you want this morning, Ellie.
I know. It's just I'm so disappointed because we were very negative, passing it sideways and backwards. When we did get into good areas, wasteful, right? And then we were just powder puff in front of goal, right? I mean, that header by Richie, he was offside as well.
Yeah.
I've given Richie a postcode, USELES B09, BO for Bolivia.
Useless B09, old don't
I
Ellie.
know. The thing is, it costs us. He scores, but he costs us more, Cookie, with
I
his
know.
bad play
Yeah.
and bad hold-up play. If you've got a striker who can hold the ball and bring other players into play, then you're cooking, right? But he doesn't. He loses the ball, and then we've got Mawani on the other side. Oh, bloody hell!
I
It's like
think
watching a train wreck, isn't it?
I agree, Ellie. It was almost like the Villa game when we was pressing and
Yeah,
the midfield, the defence and the midfield, there was a certain gap. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't
yeah,
huge. It was, and all three of them narrowed the pitch down: the forwards, the midfields, and the defence. So when we did win the ball back, there was lots of players around that ball to pick that ball up. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah.
didn't see that against Chelsea. I saw
No,
a defensive line, a midfield that was more. How would you say it? Just the gap was bigger rather than it being a 10-15 yard gap. Do you know what I mean? It was more like a
yeah.
20-yard gap, and there was no cohesion between the defence and the midfield and whatever forward line we managed to put out these days, Ellie.
I agree. And against Villa, De Zerbi got it right because he knows they play through the middle. They play a more Spanish style through the middle because
Yeah,
obviously Unai Emery being Spanish, he likes that style. But Chelsea are very expensive and they've got really good wingers. And also they have got a big Lamux in Delap to knock it up, and he can hold the ball up. Although he's not the greatest striker, he can hold the ball up and bring others into play. And Cole Palmer was on one, Fernandez was on one, Neto was on one.
yeah,
All their players in the wide areas played really, really well, and we couldn't cope with it. Right, every time they came near our goal, I thought they were going to score. Right, and the first goal, obviously, it was a fantastic goal, right? But we
mm-hmm.
could have got over and blocked it more. And like, it was Danso holding his balls,
as you
right?
as you do.
Right, protecting his manhood, right? And then Bentancur sort of slided across to block, but he ran past the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
And he couldn't get a block in, and he blindsided Kinski. But Kinski really should have been in the middle of the goal. But he was
Yeah, he was just
too
off.
much to the left, weren't
Yeah,
he?
just
Yeah, and then
slightly.
he couldn't get over.
Yeah, yeah. Look,
Yeah,
these things happen at the end of the day.
yeah,
I think it was borderline savable. I also think it whipped
yeah,
in that last 10 yards. It was taking it away from him all the
yeah,
time. I
true.
think you're right. I think he was just
It
slightly over
fits.
too far, but
Yeah,
maybe trying to, to get a look at what's going on. And then obviously Enzo's hit the shot and maybe he moved his feet a bit too slow. Like I say,
yeah,
the whip, it's took it away from him in the last 10 yards. It's gone
yeah,
into
true.
the side netting of the goal. It's 1-0. And do you know what, Ellie? He scored in the 18th minute. For the first 12, 13, 14 minutes of that game, Chelsea barely touched the ball because even though we didn't do a lot, I mean, Tell hit the post. I can't remember if that was after or before, to be honest with you.
It was before.
Yeah, before. Sure, yeah, I was going to say Tell hit the post because we had the ball basically for the first 12, 14 minutes. I think we was like 67% possession
Yeah, we
in
were.
that. You know what I mean? Tell's create. We've had that one chance. Maybe it'd have been a different story if that had gone in.
Yeah, true. It could have been because our players, they're a bit of an oddball, aren't they? If they get ahead, they normally draw or win, but we haven't got ahead in many, many matches this year. When we have, we've usually drawn or won, all
Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
I saw a lot of possession, but I didn't see a lot of cutting edge or progression,
yeah,
right? The only progression really we had was when Madison came on
yeah,
and Pape Sarr and Spence were pushing up a lot, right? And then Paulinho just went into his normal role, like defend in front of the defence,
yeah, yeah,
all right,
yeah.
which he's best at because we gave the ball away quite a lot. as well. You know,
Yeah, we
like
did.
we're faffing about with the ball. And I saw Cyril in Nigel's chat, and he said,
Yeah,
just bloody get the ball across. You know, stop faffing about. And I agree with him. Like every opportunity we had, we wasted because we were passing it back and across the penalty box and to the other side. Right, that's fair enough if you're trying to expand the play, but get the crosses in as well. You know, because
yeah,
that's how you hurt the opposition by getting the ball in the box. Because they can make an error, they could score an own goal. Richie could get on the end of it and actually score. Because
yeah,
he hasn't been too bad at scoring, but his top end is about between 11 and 15 goals. He's not done any better than that. I think maybe 13 was his top actually, not 15. So
yeah.
when you think about it, we're on to a loser before we even start, aren't we?
Yeah, this is a problem. You know, I noticed on Nigel's stream, his show was called "Stealing a Living,"
Yeah.
and I know he had a picture of Mawani on there. Now, what I wanted to ask Ellie is that to me, you know, I think Mawani's had one good game against. He obviously had the game against PSG earlier. He had the game against Villa where he was a lot more threatening, right? Which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from that, I see a player that one don't look like he really wants to be at Tottenham Hotspur at all.
No.
Yeah. Number two, on that performance against Chelsea, his case is already packed to go back to France.
Yeah.
Would you play him on Sunday? Now I'm going to give you a little, because everyone will be saying, "Well, who are you going to play there? Who are you going to play there?" Right? What I would do personally, if it was me, is I would
Yeah.
drop Mawani at the
Yeah.
weekend, right? And I would probably play Tell on the right,
Yeah.
right? And don't crucify me, everyone. But my way of looking at it is that rather than wait until the end to be bringing Maddison on for 20 minutes when you need a goal, why not start him, right? And then if he gets uncomfortable, if he feels he's not up to, 45 minutes, say the first half, then we can deal with it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying drop Mawani, put Tell on the right, and get Maddison either on the left or someone else on the left, and bring Maddison into his position in the number 10. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think that's a bloody good idea, Cookie. Right? Because Mawani's costing us, and that ball he played, oh my God. And Van der Ven done his nut, didn't he, at him? Right? Because, like you say, he doesn't want to be here. His application is poor. And what he does, he runs into dead ends, doesn't he, with the ball? And then if he doesn't, he fouls the player because he's muddled up with his feet. So his first touch is really good, right? He's good. He's good at getting there, right? But then he muffs it up because he overruns the ball,
Yeah,
or he'll run into a player and foul the player while he's trying to dribble past him, which is so infuriating. Yes, I agree with you. Play Tell on the right because we haven't got any other option apart from pushing Porro there
yeah.
and then playing Tell on the left. But I think he's done his best work from the right. Yeah, I really do.
Uh,
And
uh,
and putting Madison in that area, then you could play Spence. Because you know what? Spence can do it, right? He can link up with your Dogie as well. So you have or switch them. Spence behind your Dogie and your Dogie on the left. Because when you think about it, your Dogie is not a very good defender, whereas Spence is.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So we can do that way, or the only other way is you play Madison on the left and then play three in the middle to be solid. Because
yeah.
Everton have got a very good midfield and they've got a very good engine in Ghana,
Hmm.
and he's a very competent player as well.
Yeah,
So we've
yeah,
got to quell their threat as well. And then they got Ndiaye on that right, which would be Udogi's side. So I'm just thinking, yeah, I think your idea is better than mine though. Play Maddison from the start. I think so, because we've got to get the crowd up. You know, as fans, Cookie,
Yeah.
if we don't score, right, and it's 0-0 at half time or 1-0 to them, we bring on Madders in the second half because we're panicking then. Let us get in the lead, solidify our lead, and go in at half time, cock a hoop, and come out and seal the game. Yeah, just be very like game managed again for the
Yeah.
second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, Wembers has put it's right down. Sorry, it's right down at the bottom of the chat. He's put Madders will be much more effective and influential coming on with 30 minutes to go, as both teams flag in the heat. And I didn't take that into consideration, Ellie, because this weekend's meant to be very hot, especially down in London. They're talking about 30s and 31s on Saturday and Sunday. Bit of a big change to what the weather has been here at the moment. So that is a thought, Wembers. I didn't take that into consideration. I will be honest with that one. My theory is, though, Wembers, is that Ellie used the word, right, which is application, right? To me, Mawani doesn't give 100%, and he just doesn't, right? When you look at, and people can say, oh, but you're saying put Tell on the right. Look, Tell's made mistakes, right? He's not the best player, whether it be at the moment, whether it be later on in his career. For whatever reason, he's got this phobia of trying to take players on. He always wants to cut back inside. I want him to get down the line, and that's why I'm saying I think he can do it. Yeah, he's giving it all the tricks and flicks when he's on the ball, when he's facing someone up, but he's always coming inside. I want him to knock it past, right, and get that ball in like we were talking about earlier on, like Porro can, right? Get it past the last defender and get whipping that ball over. That's what I'm saying. Play him on the right. Yeah, he's on his right foot then. Yeah, and he can get down that line. Look, whether Maddison would last 45 minutes, whether he would last 60 minutes, I don't know, right? But to be quite honest, I don't care, right? We need 1 point, right? I'm all in for making sure the players are safe. Yeah, he's coming back from a big injury. We need a point, right? For me, get him on the field, early doors. Like Ellie says, let's get a goal. Let's take that pressure off a little bit. Let's not have 55,000 Tottenham fans relying on Leeds to score us a goal.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at with it, Ellie. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Because when you think about it, Maddison, when he came on against Chelsea, when he came on against Villa, you could see the difference. Not Villa. Did he come on against Villa? Yeah, he did, didn't he? Right. I think he did. Last 20 minutes, was it?
Yeah, he's had 2 sub appearances, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. So he makes a difference because he's demanding the ball. He gets into areas that can hurt the opposition. Look at that shot he got it off, and Hato done a fantastic tackle on him. Yeah. He was in. He was in. What other player have we seen do that this season? No one.
Because we haven't got one to do it, Ellie.
That's it. He's the only one who can do it. Yeah, like Richie, he's been in good positions and he's been wasteful, but that was pure genius by Maddison, right? And it was, you know, what was a shame, Cookie, is when he skied the free kick, because I was thinking, come on, Madders, put it in. Yeah, but I think he hasn't got that strength in his legs yet.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We was the same on the watch along, Ellie. We were sitting there, and you know, we don't get free kicks too often. Even I know we don't get penalties, but we don't even get that many free kicks around the edge of the box. To be fair,
I know.
And you know, we was doing the watch along, as you know, and like, we all looked at each other on the screen, you know, and it's like, come on, then let's have some of this top bins. Let's have it. And it was just unfortunate when it's like you say, he skied it and whatever. But that would have been great if that had have nestled in the top corner, Ellie, wouldn't it?
I know. Yeah, I mean, it would have been the perfect comeback, wouldn't it, for Madders to do that? But it was just not the case. But the thing is, we probably deserved to lose that game, even though I've seen Spurs fans saying we deserved to win. I don't think so, because Chelsea were more dynamic. Their ball movement was brilliant. Their movement off the ball was better than ours. They just, Chelsea, they want it, don't they? They want to beat us. They always do, right? I think we've won them once there in 30 odd years, right? So they were up for the game, and we were really tame. I think I was really frustrated because of the way we were passing the ball sideways and backwards. I said, we're bloody losing, get it forward, right? And then when Madders comes on, it gives you a boost, because he can do things with the ball and get the team. He's orchestrating the team to move as well, you know. But we're just not good up front, and it's going to
Simo,
be our problem next season if we don't strengthen up front. They've got to. They've got to get rid and get some proper strikers in, and proper people that can back up Maddison as well. Proper players, sorry, that can back up Maddison and come in, because he's not going to be fully fit to probably after pre-season and a little bit more, like where he's got his full strength back.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's only if we stay up, because if we go down, sorry, I can't see Maddison staying.
No, I can't either, Ellie. And Simo, just to say to you, mate, I agree with what you're saying. Ideally, in an ideal world, that would be the way that it would go, right? But what do you do, for argument's sake, right? What do you do on Sunday, right? Like I said on multiple shows this week, right? I'm telling you now, every phone is going to be to everyone's ear roll, right, on the West Ham game while they're watching Spurs against Everton, right? West Ham score and go 1-0, there's panic all of a sudden in that stadium, yeah? How the fans react to that gets onto the field. And unfortunately, it does, right? I agree with what you're saying. Ideally, yeah, with 30 minutes to go, yeah, bring him on. Hopefully, we nick a goal, however it works out, right? I'm just trying to look at different options, because we're so bloody poor creatively, goal scoringly, if that's a word. Yeah,
Probably is now.
I'm just like looking for something, because there's one thing that Spurs can't do at the weekend, Simo, right? And that's because we're no bloody good at it, is stick 10 men behind the ball and hope for a draw, right? That it's just not, we just can't do that. It's just, I don't think it's in us to do that with this team now. And how De Zerbi would set them up. Ellie, I don't know what you think about it. I think we've just got to go and do our thing, haven't we?
Yeah, and do you know what? I'd like to see Basuma play. Right,
Yeah.
I know that might be a bit controversial, but I'd like to see him in there as well. So we'll have Gallagher, Basuma, and Bentancur, with Paulinho behind him, and then Maddison on the left and Tell on the right. And then I think that would work, because we'll have more creativity. We'll get. It's going to be a hard game against Everton, because they're no slouches.
The
All right.
physical as well, Ellie.
Yeah, and also, yeah, the physicality. But I've seen fans saying, "Oh, we've got a fantastic record against Everton." That don't count for toffee. Forgive the pun, Everton fans, right? Don't count for toffee,
Boom.
because we're in a dire situation where we got to get a point, right?
Yeah.
And West Ham, if, like you said, if they score, the panic the tension that's gonna be generated from the crowd.
Tension. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've seen it. Like when we were playing Arsenal, it was all hurrah, 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 and then soon as Arsenal scored, the crowd dropped, and then we equalised and it come up. Then they
Yeah.
scored. Then that we went in 1-1, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then they scored probably 10 minutes after half time, not even that. And then the crowd dropped. Then they scored again. Then people started leaving. Right. And I
Mm.
don't want to see that again. I don't want to be in that situation where West Ham are bloody scored and we're our fans, they're the most fickle fans as well. I'm telling you, they're fickle, and some of them they just don't know how to raise like the old White Hart Lane Cookie,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
was brilliant there.
Yeah.
We got behind the team. This lot, I don't know, the South Stand. It's about, you've got 10% who are old school. Yeah, you see them, the old boys, the ones who are 50 and above,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
proper hardcore Spurs fans. And then you've got all these other fans, and you think, do they really support Spurs or are they here for the day out?
Mm.
You got that impression when you went, didn't you? You're
Oh,
looking around and they're looking at you like you're a weirdo.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
I told you earlier, I stood up, walked down the stairs. I went, I can't
Yeah,
believe you lot are sitting here effing just like, oh, it's just another day.
I
Like,
know.
we're losing to Nottingham Forest at home. Have you seen how crap we are?
I know.
I just carried on walking.
I
You know,
know.
everyone just, it's just madness, honestly. It's
It's
just madness.
madness. I said on a WhatsApp group, right, that our fan base are so weak, right, that some people defend it as well. They say, "Oh, we're not weak. We want to get behind the team." Of course, you want to get behind the team, but look what team they've given us. Look what team they didn't strengthen. Look what team they didn't bloody get any new players in January when they knew we were in dire straits. And it's so frustrating when fans say, "Oh, you're not a proper fan because you're not cheering." Of course, we're cheering on the team. We
I,
go there to cheer on the team.
I think that there's some notion, Ellie, that flies about, whether it's just on the internet or not, or whether it's in real life reality. I don't get out much, by the way, these days, Ellie, as I'm getting on a bit. But I was joking, by the way. There seems to be that there's, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I'm just trying to think of the right word and I can't think of it. It's just
Acceptance,
like it's divided, I suppose. Is that the right way to
divided.
put it?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just so divided now that it's just the way it is. I thought when, they built that stadium and everyone was banging on about the South Stand, it was almost going to be like an ultras stand, Ellie. That was
yeah.
what I thought it was really going to be like.
I know.
That would be the main focus, home support in there, people that do want to get up off their seat, get behind the team, like you were standing on the shelf in the old days or in the Park
Yeah,
Lane in the old days, even in the Paxton in the old days, and sort of, I don't know, be that loud for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? But it
yeah.
hasn't really ever worked out like that there, Ellie, has it? No, nowhere near, to be
No.
honest.
Because
Nowhere near.
when I go to the stadium, I was with Phil P. Woo, right? I
Yeah.
love him.
Big
He's a
up to Phil,
fantastic,
by the way. Big
yeah,
up.
he's a fantastic fan, right? And we're walking through the concourse, and we're both shouting, "We want Enoch out. We want." No one joins in. No one, right? Whereas last season when
Yeah,
there was all the Levy out business, it was "We want Levy out," and the Change for Tottenham got behind the Levy out and the Enoch out,
yeah.
and there was
Yeah.
2,000 on the street protesting. All that died. It's all died. And like against Arsenal, when we lost 4-1, it was like, oh, we were bound to lose to Arsenal. And they just go into the concourse. They have all their drinks, and then they go outside and have more drinks. And then it's like a gathering of friends, and there's no unity in the fan base. It's just like going with my mates to have a few beers. We're going to lose. It's an acceptance.
Mm,
Yeah. There's an
yeah.
acceptance that we're going to lose. Right. And then they just go home. No protests, nothing. No shouting Enoch out. It's all against the managers as well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
when I went to the
yeah.
Newcastle match, um, you're getting sacked in the morning to our manager, Frank, right? We deserve to go, but then they start singing Maurizio Pochettino, his magic, Nothing about Enoch. So the acceptance is there. They've accepted this is our fate.
And
That
do you
we're
think
gonna
this has been built in by Enoch over the sort of last few years as such, Ellie? When I say that, I mean we know the standards of the players have dropped. Yeah, the what Enoch expect, they come out, say we want this, we want that, we want the other. Very rarely follow through with what they say. So is it because the standard has been gradually, as my famous rank goes, diluted? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Is that the reason that the fans now, especially the younger ones that are coming, to the stadium more regularly and whatever else, is it because of that, the dilution that the fans are more accepting?
Yes, that, and also the smoke screen that the club put up.
Yeah,
What they do, they set up these fan based meetings, and they invite all the people that are not going to protest against them, right? And they've had quite a few of them, about 3 or 4 of them to date, right? And then not only that, they push out Lang to tell their lies,
yeah,
their puppet,
yeah,
and Vinay as well, right? And then what Vinay does, I don't know if I've told you this before. I got an email because I'm a Spurs member, right? And it said about maybe 75 questions, if I recall, right? I got to about the 20th question and I thought, F this, right?
yeah,
Right? Because it was asking, what about fan engagement, right?
yeah, yeah,
You know what you should do? You should give us better players. That's what you should do, not bloody fan engagement. And they said, would you like a white wall of Spurs shirts? Would you like us to do more TIFOs? Would you like us to do this, that, and the other? I thought, no, I would like you to get better players so we can actually compete with the Arsenals and the Liverpools and the Man Cities and the Chelseas. We've fallen far behind them, right? And we're having to look at Dross, right? And there's 1 or 2 sparks in our team that we can think, yeah, they're a good player. But the rest, you think, they're just bang average footballers, right? And then they buy loads of kids as well, right? But the thing is, what I'm saying about your point of view is the dilution. I agree with that already, right? And I don't know. I don't know whether they're moving away from just cutting out the football entirely, because that's what they rely on. The football brings in the revenue because it brings in the interest.
yeah,
But if you don't take care of your house, it all comes crashing down.
yeah. Agreed.
And that's what it's done. We're in 2 points ahead of West Ham with a game to go, and us fans, who the loyal fans who've been there since day dot, we're getting punished with a team that we don't even like to watch. I don't get any joy watching us. There's very few games that I've watched this season and even last season. I can pick out a few that I thought, yeah, that was a good performance. That was a very good performance, right? But all the rest have been meh.
Or worse.
Yeah, just
Just to change tack,
annoying.
yeah, just to change tack a little bit. All boxed up's put in the chat. A note: Leeds first team injury crisis for the match at West Ham on Sunday. 7 injured.
Oh my
However,
God.
the team put out will be going for the win, whatever. I hope they are. We need every bit of help that we can get. All boxed up,
See,
by the way.
Leeds Cookie, they're a very proud club,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
They love their football up there. Their fans, because I see a lot of other fans saying, oh, Leeds are going to go there and lose, right? But their fans, they're solid, right? They love their football. They won't want to go to West Ham and lose because they're on a roll as well and they want to keep that up, right? So I don't see them throwing the game. like a lot of fans have been saying. I see them. They win in the FA Cup. They beat them. They beat them at their ground. Listen, I'm saying that they're going to go there and try and get the 3 points. All right, but it's up to us. It's our duty as well to
Yeah.
get our job done,
Yes.
regardless of what the bloody result is there. If we get a point, we're safe. Because
Yeah.
they're not going to score 13 goals, are they? Or 14 goals, or what? I think we're 14 goals ahead, aren't we? Or something similar. All
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. So they're
Yeah.
not going to do that, and we're not going to lose 7 or 8-0,
No. No.
right? We're not that bad.
No. We're not that bad.
No.
Ellie, are you going on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm going to go. I've got a ticket with my brother. I wasn't going to go, but he texted me last night and he said, "Do you want to go to the game? I've got a spare ticket." I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, go on. I'm going to go." Last
Good
last
on
two
you.
games we've drawn,
Yeah.
right? And we were unlucky against Brighton because we probably that was probably one of our best home games, the
Yeah.
Brighton
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was just bozo moments, wasn't it, Ellie? Again,
yeah.
bozo moments
Again,
cost us. Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we'd used all our subs as well when Xavi was injured. We were
Mm.
playing with 10 men, weren't we?
Yeah. Yeah. Claire's put, I was in the South Stand against Wolves. I could hear people's private conversations. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
There you go.
They're talking about their holidays usually.
Yeah, probably. I've got a question up here that I want to bring up, Ellie, for us. Where is
Okay.
it?
That's
Yeah,
good.
this one from Kate. This was quite interesting. We'll get onto this subject. She says, Martinelli question. Question Martinelli, sorry. Having debate on whether De Zerbi will give Vicario his last game to play instead of Kinski. What
Oh,
do you think?
that's a good question, Kate. I love
Very
Kate.
good question. It depends how
Yeah.
sentimental you are, Kate, I think, at the end of the day. That would be my answer to it. For me, keep the same goalkeeper in goal. Kinski should stay in goal for me. Ellie, I don't know what Ellie's going to say. It could be totally different to me. But Ellie, over to you. I
No,
would keep Kinski in goal.
I'd keep Kinski in goal.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would, because 2 reasons. One, because he doesn't deserve to be dropped. And second, Vicario's been out for a long time with this hernia. And my nephew, Elias, big up Elias if you're watching, Drula will know him. He's my brother Scully's son, right? He didn't recover for 4 months, like, but he didn't recover fully. He's still getting twinges, and it's been 8 months in
Yeah.
that same area,
Yeah.
right? So why risk Vicario when he's not fully fit? When you've got a fully fit goalie in form, played fantastic at White Hart Lane the last game, right? And it'll be such a downer for the young lad to get dropped. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's already had that downer when he was hooked for making the 2 errors on that slippery pitch. Yeah. And I think it's going to damage him. Right. And if we want to, he's going to be our long term goalie. Yeah. If we bring in another one who's better than him and he's understudy, fair dues, but he's going to be with us, whereas Vicario's gone. So that's it. That's my piece on it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just like keep the same fella in goal now. I don't think bringing Vicario in would enhance anything in the goalkeeping area. Let me just put it like that. Let's just remember this kid's made mistakes, right? There's no getting away from it. He's made mistakes, right? But I think the balls is shown to come back. I've said it a few times on other shows and on our show.
Yeah.
I think the balls, he's still learning. He's not the finished article by any stretch of the imagination, right? But what I will say is the save against Wolves, right, in the last minute, there's another 2 points that could have been gone, right? The saves against Leeds, the 2 really, really good saves he made.
World class.
Yeah, right. That's all I'll say about it. And also, I will say as well, there's one big definition between. Well, actually, there's two big definitions between Vicario and Kinski, right? Which are number one, Kinski will come and take that ball out of the air from a corner, right? We see him do it 2 or 3 times, right? When he's had to come, he'll come and get it. And secondly, he can play football with his feet. I think he's quite calm. If he gets the ball, come back, even if someone's chasing him down, he can clear with left and right foot. He's quite capable of doing that. And also, when he does have the time, he can pick a pass out. So that's where I am with Kinski. I don't know, Ellie, what you think about that.
I agree. He's so cool, calm, and collected. His distribution is very, very good, and he does command his box. He's got 2 inches less than Vicario in height, yet he's still more commanding. And he's a good lad. You can tell his character's really good, right? And when he's passing, he picks out the right pass. Whereas when Vicario's got it at his feet, he's all 6s and 7s, isn't he? He sort of fumbles it a lot. And then he picks out the wrong pass so many times and puts players under pressure, right? So I'm all for Kinski keeping his place, not just for those reasons, because he deserves to keep his place.
Yeah, I agree, Ellie. Yeah, Kinski all the way for me. There's that one. I'm glad I brought that one up from Kate. Jimmy's put, this is interesting. Jimmy's put, my team for Sunday is Kinski, is Spence, VDV Danzo, Udogi, Paulinia, Bentancur, Gallagher, with Porro on the right, Tell and Richarlison in a 4-2-3-1 formation.
Yeah.
Very interesting, Jim. Yeah. I don't know if it's his thing to play Spence at right back and Porro on the right. I know in circumstances, Jim, it makes sense to us to do that because we look at it and think, well, Porro's the only one who can cross the ball properly. Do you know what I mean? Like to a point, anyway. I mean, I know he makes mistakes as well, but you know, if you wanted someone in our team to swing one over, it's going to be him, I think, anyway. So listen, it's all everyone's got a different opinion of how they do it. I'll give mine, whether it's right or wrong or not, and we'll all come up with different stuff. I think what Ellie said earlier, and basically, you said almost have an extra midfielder in, have your Maddison in if he's available, but have that extra midfielder in, Ellie, didn't you?
Yeah,
down the middle sort of thing. That's it in that way. Is that how you mean it?
Yeah, I agree. I think we've got to make a few sacrifices in the team, right? And I do you know what? I love Paulinho, right? I love him because he's a fighter, he's a warrior, and he can score goals as well. He scored 6 this season and assisted 2, right? So I see a lot of people say he's limited. I don't see him as that because I always feel a limited player is one that can't control the ball. Their distribution is absolutely rubbish. I know he hasn't got the best distribution, but he keeps it simple. And if he loses the ball, it's very rare he'll do a bad pass. But when he does, people notice it more because he's one of those players that you love to love or love to hate. Right? See, I don't even think he divides us. I think most people are on board with Paulinho because we've won more points when he's been in the team with Bentancur. But I personally think we get more with Basuma and then have Gallagher behind in this particular game. Just in this particular game, and then bring on Paulinho to seal up things because he hasn't got the legs. He's 30 years old, right? He hasn't got the legs to last the 90 minutes all the time, right? That's what I've seen. He wanes a bit, right? So I think Basuma, Bentancur and Gallagher as the 6, right? Because Gallagher, he can get around the pitch. He's not as good as Paulinho at tackling, but he He's very good at pressing. And if we do that same press that we did against Villa, right,
Yeah.
we could win this match quite easily because Gallagher's got the legs. Bring on Paulinho later on in the game, maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the second half, right? If we're up, right? If we're down, sorry, not if we're up, if we're down,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, because we need someone to strengthen our resolve at the back and get us going forward, and then bring on Madders like last 30 minutes. But I do agree with you in a way to play him at the start, yeah. But some I've heard in the club that he's only got 25 minutes in his legs,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Okay, fair
because
dues.
of the injury he's had.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did we play him 25 minutes, 30 minutes at the start or at the
No,
end?
if that's the case, Ellie, and that is all he's got in him, then you have to leave him till the end.
That's what they
Yeah,
said because they're saying that's the protocol, right,
yeah,
for his
yeah,
type of injury,
yeah.
25 minutes. So I love Paulinho, but I don't think we need him in this game. I think we need mobility and we need players that can get us forward. And Basuma, he's a very competent player, right? On his day, we need we need an on his day performance from him. So it is a bit of a risk because we never know what Basuma we're going to get, right? But I think he's got a point to prove as well, this lad, right? Because he's not had the best of careers at Spurs. He was even ostracised by Conte, wasn't he? Early
Yes,
doors,
yes,
all
yes.
right? So I just think it'll be better to have Basuma and Gallagher as an. So Basuma is the 8. Sorry, Basuma's. We'll have 2 8s, Bentancur and Basuma, and a 6 with Gallagher. I
Yeah,
don't know what
fair
the
enough.
chat thinks about that.
No, yeah, well,
They trust Basuma. That's the thing, the trust issue.
that's it. Well, get your comments in the chat at the
Yeah.
bottom. Is Ellie right to say leave Paulinho out, put a Basuma in for the mobility, or would you rather have Paulinho in, or do you want them both in? Have an extra midfielder in
Yeah,
there
we
to
could do that as well.
shore up the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not talking about now. See, for me, we're now not talking about, well, I don't like him and I don't want him in because he was blowing balloons up. Listen,
Yes.
I want him gone as well now for that, right? But
Yeah.
what my thing on it is, I want players on that pitch that are going to give their all on Sunday, right? I think he's one of those players. He makes mistakes, Bissouma, silly mistakes, by the way, he has made.
Yeah.
Right? But he is one of them fellas that will give you 100%. Take away again whether you like him or whether you don't. Yeah. And he would give you more, not necessarily movement, but more fluidity in the game because he does get about a lot more than what Paulinho does. Who would you have in the 6 then, Eddie? Bentancur?
Yeah, or you do 2 8s. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
At the end of
okay.
the day, Basuma's not
Yeah,
very good at defending,
yeah,
right? Gallagher is. He's better,
yeah,
right? And so is Bentancur, right? So Bentancur can cover a lot of ground, right? We've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
it. He's so fit,
yeah,
right? Even he's had this major injury. He's probably the most mobile. Probably Gallagher's more. Um, it gets around from back to middle to front more than Bentancur, but Bentancur's the sort of safety net, isn't he?
mm,
He's so experienced. He knows when to go, when to stay.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. So, mate, yeah, I'd play Gallagher as the 6 myself, and then
Okay.
have Bentancur and Basuma as 2 8s, and then obviously if that's not working, then bring on Paulinho if it's not working, and
Mm,
maybe take off Basuma and then put Polina, and then no, I'll take off Bentancur and leave Basuma because Basuma can pick out a pass and he's very good at linking the play,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Really, Bentancur, what he does, he keeps the ball rolling. He doesn't really, he links the play, but he doesn't progress the ball.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
Basuma can.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I get you, Ellie. I get exactly where you're coming from. Ellie, I don't know. What would you think to me putting the link in the chat to see if anyone wants to come on?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, what we'll do is, because we have got a good crowd in here this morning, they're all having a good chat in the chat as well, as to say.
Good.
So just bear with me, people, while I do this.
Put it in the chat. Get
I'll whack the
everybody
link
on.
in and we'll see who wants to come on and talk about all things Spurs, if you like. There you go.
Yeah.
The link's in the chat.
Either agree with us, disagree with us. It's opinions at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, we've all got one. We've all got one, Ellie. Rudolph's just put a comment in here that we could comment on. Morning, I agree. I think in principle, Kinski has a higher ceiling than Vicario. Drop Muani, push Porro forward to put crosses into the box relentlessly. Replace Porro with Spence, a better defender. Yeah, I think that's been mentioned. Rudolph, Porro on the right, put Spence in at right back, and yeah, like we were saying, better crosser of the ball at the end of the day. Thoughts on that, Ellie, and then Dave? Big up to you, Dave, for coming in.
You're right, guys.
Yeah. Are you there, Ellie? Oh, she's miles away. I can hear her. She's over the other side of the kitchen. Oh, she is. She's doing.
Yeah, no, I went because my cat went in the kitchen, and I'm thinking he's going to go and eat something. So I'll make sure he doesn't go in. And he's a naughty cat, Ginger Boy.
Oh.
Right. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you, and I think what I said about putting Basuma in, I think that's my choice. Even though I love Paulinho, I think we need more mobile players in this game.
Yeah. I get that. Dave, what are you thinking on it? And good morning to you, mate, by the way.
You're all good, mate. Yeah, no, I'm with Els on that one. Because I think we need legs in that midfield. Everton, they're quite a leggy team as well, weren't they? So I think we need to match them on that front. But and I'd also go with the theory of what Jimmy Hotspur put. He put Porro on the wing.
Yeah.
Instead of Moani, because that guy can't play for this club anymore.
No.
He can't play for us no more. He's been atrocious, absolutely atrocious. I gave him a 1 out of 10 in our player ratings yesterday, and I thought that was generous.
A 1 out of 10.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I think we need legs and energy in the midfield. And like, if we're, say, for example, if we're 2-1 up, 20 minutes to go, take one of the midfielders off and bring on Paulinho just to shore it up, get the job done, and let's just write this season off and move on to the next. At least we'll have Premier League status next season.
Yeah, and welcome to Maz and welcome to Anthony. And I just wanted to add on to that, Dave. We've only won twice at home this season, and we've only won 5 times at home in 2 seasons. Just saying. I know you're trying to be positive. Yeah, I get it, and I'm with you. I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you. Trust me, but I have to bring up the other side of it as well.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, mate. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So go on.
Our home record is abysmal. And I think moving on to next season, if we do stay up, that has got to be De Zerbi's main goal, is to make our home a fortress like it was under Poch.
Yeah.
What did he say? I missed that.
So did I.
Who, me? I said it should be his mandate. Scrap some of these players out, recycle the crap, and let's move on.
Yeah, I agree with that too, brother. I do.
Yeah. I can tell you now, this new stadium has been more of a curse for us since it's been open than what it was when we were at the Lane. Take me back to the Lane.
We've
the atmosphere is better in the old stadium as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I think we've lost more games here than Arsenal have lost in their stadium since that's been opened.
Yeah, we have.
There's another badge for the Arsenal fans forum.
Yeah, it's really shameful, really.
Shameful, Ellie. That's not. I can't even see the screen.
Disgraceful, shameful, disgusting, shit.
Yeah. Whatever
the negative
profanity you
word.
like to use.
It's literally just look. You look at our squad now to the one that Poch had. It's utter negligence at the highest level, ain't it? It's utter
but then
negligence.
you've also got to look. Poch had a very good director of football with him. So
well, I know. Yeah. Was it Paul? Was his name Paul Mitchell? Wasn't it?
Paul Mitchell. Yeah, no, but Paul Mitchell left because he fell out of Levy, and was it after that?
Who doesn't?
Most of the boardrooms across the land don't like him, so
he's pissed off about 5 million Spurs fans.
Daniel Levy would throw his own family under the bus. He would.
I don't know about his family, but us fans, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Maz, morning to you. How are you, mate?
All good. Morning, guys. Morning, Ellie.
Morning.
Morning to you, Maz. How are you feeling
Morning,
after the old Chelsea defeat, Maz, and then moving on to the weekend?
There's two sides to me. One, you can be annoyed at the circumstances of us and how we lost that game.
Yeah.
The other side of me is we never win at Chelsea, so I'm sort of used to it. So
yeah.
It's nothing.
40 games,
nothing. Yeah, I mean, even when we've had brilliant sides, we still don't beat them there. So it's kind of what I expected to happen. I think what is really frustrating is they should have took the decision on Mouani really early. If we're a properly run club, they would have seen that his loan was no good from the get-go and that he didn't want to be there. And what they should have done is put their grievances to PSG and sent him back and cancelled the contract, as them not upending their end of the bargain in terms of the player being there and trying his best. Because whether it's his ability or his attitude or whatever it is immaterial to Tottenham Hotspur. He should be. He's getting paid good wages. He was once upon a time a 70, 80, 90 million pound player, and he's nowhere near that level. And he's not even at Premier League level at the moment. So I think the most frustrating thing for me is how the club have allowed Lange and Frank, and I do blame those individuals, regardless of what anyone says, and I can argue about that vehemently. However, they've allowed them to put this squad together, and how they've allowed the scouts to identify these rubbish players that, let's be honest, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that Odegaard and Tell and Richarlison and Solanke's were no good. I mean, you can just look at the rudimentary stats over their careers and know that they're not worth 65 million quid.
Yeah.
So how we've arrived at those figures, I think there needs to be an inquest because it's beggars belief that we've paid these levels of money for players that aren't very good. So that's how I feel about it. In terms of our hopes for Everton, I don't agree with making changes to the team. And the reason why I don't agree with making changes to the team is it's just too late to start messing around and trying new things. We're literally at death's door, in a way. Do we really want to start messing around with the right side of the team, and moving Porro further up and all that sort of stuff? Is that really what we want to do when we're going to have to, put in the performance of our lives? Now, I know Mouani is not the answer, and I'll take Werner back over him. That's saying something, but it is a big gamble, isn't it, to start chopping and changing? When this is the core of the team that's sort of done well for us in the last 3 odd games or 3-4 games, so Yeah, it's a tough one.
Well, we've lost 2 and we've drawn 2 and we've won 2, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's the results. So we lost to Sunderland, we lost to Chelsea, we beat Villa, we beat Wolves. Let's face it, right? Villa played not their B team, but they played the weakened team. And then Wolves were down already. So and we
Well,
just
Villa have been
about
excellent
scraped
since they beat us,
we
haven't
just
they?
about
Or since
scraped
we
to
beat them.
win. And then Brighton was a very good performance, I would say. And Leeds was a bit of a mismatch performance. It wasn't a brilliant performance by all means. So although we've got more points, we haven't performed to any degree better than when we were losing. That's my opinion anyway.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
I
Really.
don't
I don't think you believe that either. Come on.
No,
you're
the
telling
only
me that
difference-
possession. But hold on. Let me answer your question. That you're telling me that we haven't had better passing, better ball possession, look more solid under De Zerbi than when we were losing under Tudor and what's his face and Frank.
Frank.
You're joking, aren't
the
you?
only game that I really enjoyed was the Brighton game. The others, I didn't really enjoy them, Maz. I'm not going
What
on
about
ball
Aston Villa?
possession. I'm not looking at from pressing wise, yes, but for ball possession.
But under
There
Tudor
is
and
an
Frank, they
improvement. I'm
couldn't
not
string
saying
2
there isn't
passes
an
together.
improvement. I'm saying that I personally only enjoyed the Brighton performance out of all the performances and the Villa one because of the pressing. But other than that, I can't really take much. Yeah, you're right. It has been better in terms of football, yeah. But I haven't personally enjoyed the matches apart from the Brighton match.
I agree with you. I'm not
Villa.
asking you to enjoy. I'm not asking you saying are we like really fabulous to watch and all that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
from the pitch where we were to where we are now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. The passing and the general play has been better.
The travesty that we didn't bring in Roberto De Zerbi, and I know Cookie said this when Frank left. That's the travesty, because you can see that Roberto De Zerbi, in my book, and I've always liked him, and I've wanted him at Spurs for a while. He's a much better manager than the previous managers we had before.
Yeah,
I think he is, because we can understand what he's doing, and I know football can be complicated sometimes, but it is a very simple game. And I think he is playing players in the right positions finally, and he isn't doing stupid tactics and changes and weird things that the previous managers before. One of the reasons Frank failed was he stopped being Frank. All of a sudden, from him implementing his philosophy in the beginning of the season, he just stopped doing it because he bowed down to pressure from the fans wanting to see sexy football. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate Frank. He made me hate him. I didn't hate him in the beginning, but if he stuck to his guns and he still was edging out points and we weren't, and we were winning the games, then I wouldn't have said anything.
You can't polish a turd.
Yeah,
but you can actually. By the way, when you say that, there was a program that actually got a turd. They really compressed it, and they proved that you can actually polish it.
Yeah. It was
why would people watch that?
Can we do that to Mawani, or was that controversial?
The fact that Mawani,
I agree with you, man. I do. I still don't like our footballers.
Is that something? Is that
the top off of Mawani? I really don't get it. I mean, you don't go through with PSG's academy to being shit in 5 years.
Depends on his application.
He doesn't want to be here, but my God, he's just terrible, isn't he?
You just answered your question, mate. He doesn't want to be here. He never wanted to come to Tottenham. He wanted the Juventus move.
I know he wanted Juve,
and he's still match day 38, still sulking about it. Do you know what I mean? So I I know I kind of agree with Maz to a certain degree with not chopping and changing too many players about, but that is definitely one side of the pitch I would change because
Yeah. In a
that
heartbeat. I
geezer
said the
is
other
done
day.
nothing. See, every time he puts on that shirt, he just waltzes around the pitch. He doesn't do nothing. He offers no creativity. He offers nothing. He gives stupid, simple little passes away that the other day Chelsea game led to a goal.
Yeah.
Yep.
A simple 10-yard pass to Bentancur, and it was about 8-9 yards away from it. Miles
I'm
away
surprised
from
my
him.
TV survived after Mwani gave that ball away on Tuesday. I threw my drinks bottle at the floor and it hit my TV. I was like, oh, for fuck's
When I
sake.
saw that pass go, and I see that pass straight, it went straight to
Goal.
the one play you don't want it to go to, Palmer. I was like, this is going in. This is going to go in.
Oh no.
Just
And
read it
Porro
like
was
a
right
book,
out
didn't
of
you?
position as well because he was pushing up. All he had to do was turn and find Porro down the line. But he decided to play it inside and done a shit ball, and then they go and score.
Not only was it a shit ball, it was more of a medicine ball
Yeah.
pass, as we call it in football, isn't it? Like you're hoping that the ball makes it to the fucking someone, but oh man, I seriously, I threw my drinks bottle at the floor, it bounced up at the TV, and I saw my TV flicker for a second. I was like, if this guy's cost me my TV, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Yeah. And Paulinho, God bless his soul, he was trying to cover Porro's position and he'd done his best, but they managed to get the ball across and then they score. Oh,
I love
Yeah,
how Van der Ven called out Mwani on that as well, like
Oh,
really
yeah.
screaming at him. I loved that. I was like,
I
go on,
know.
tell him he's a shit
Yeah.
footballer. Go on, say it to him,
I
do
wish
it.
I could lip read.
I'll tell you what.
There's a lot of swear words.
Go on.
It
Go
was
on.
it's just absolutely he's just absolutely disgraceful, and I still don't know how he's getting minutes. Do you know what I mean? I would he just puts no effort in. He don't track back and help out when we're under the cosh. He just I don't know what he does. He's like, you know what I mean? He just
He's meant
offers
to be a
nothing
threat,
to this
Dave.
team.
I've
Huh?
seen some absolute jobbers in football in my lifetime. This guy's literally topped what I thought was bad. I'm sitting here thinking,
this is why-
years I've seen Darren Bent at our club. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is why we need really strong-minded managers at our football club.
Yeah.
I think Roberto De Zerbi at the moment is backed up against the wall in terms of the job that he has to do to save the club from relegation. So he can't throw his toys out the pram in this moment. But one of the reasons why Jose Mourinho and Conte are elite managers is they don't take shit from players. You know, they're the type of people that will call out the players publicly or in the dressing room because they have a CV, they have a history, they're successful, right? And, you know, obviously the players let Jose down at times, but when you take a step back and you look at what actually Jose done for Spurs over his time, you know, when he came in and when he left, I think he had like the third most points in the Premier League over his period when he was at Spurs. And fine, the table near the end didn't necessarily reflect that. You know, I think when he got sacked, he was 6th or 5th or something like that. But he was still within touching distance of getting us, you know, either a cup or getting us in the top 4 or 5. You know, which bearing in mind the dross that we've had in the last 5 years at the club is a miracle. And there's no point discussing Conte because you know he came and got us 4th and he left when we were 4th.
Yeah.
But at least he called out the problems that some fans.
Well, and this is it. This is why I keep going on about yes men at the club, right? Frank was a yes man because he didn't challenge the status quo of the club, right? He didn't have the balls to stand up to the board and say, no, this is how we should do things. This is what we need to do. And Ange was like that as well. You know, it's all very well for Ange to come out, you know, once he's been sacked and say, oh yeah, I wanted this player, I wanted that player. But he's the same manager that accepted and built this crap squad that we're left with now. You know, this is why he needed to get sacked, regardless of whether he deserved an opportunity to start the following season having won the cup. Because he didn't have the fortitude to challenge the club and make them buy good players and stuff like that. And the reason why he didn't is because he didn't have a CV like Conte and Jose could turn around to Daniel Levy and say, you know, I've won Champions Leagues and leagues. You've got to listen to me because I know what football is and you don't. And that's the reason why he sacked Jose, because Jose turned around to him and said, well, if you know more about football, you fucking pick the team and manage them.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that. And he sacked him for it. Right? And same with Conte, in effect. So, look, I think we need, and I'm not suggesting anyone is on this panel, but we need to, let's hope that Roberto De Zerbi does stay at our club should we go down. Because I think he's the type of manager in that mould that doesn't take shit from the board and or the players. You know, we've seen what he's been like in his previous clubs, and he has that reputation. And I think that's what Spurs need. They need tough love.
Yeah, I mean, some of these players need it, but then some of these players I look at, I mean, the amount of dross we still got at this club, and I'm sitting here like, there are people out there defending Gray because he had one good game against Madrid. Madrid, who are already through to the next round and didn't really need to turn up to play us. And people give guys like that flowers when there's better, younger players out there in the league, and I get told to shut the hell up when I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Gray and Bergvall. They do nothing. We got two young players.
Well, the fans, we've done a show on it. The fans have got no standards. The fans, because the fans have got no standards, you know, you're going to get fans rating these crap players. If the fans had standards, they would be protesting, but they don't.
Yeah.
So,
I was at the first two protests, but I was going to go to the third. I got really ill that weekend. Pretty bummed I didn't go. But yeah, I mean, the first protest when they said there was only a couple of hundred there, when there was close to like 2,000-3,000 of us, that was, you know, a good day out. Went to the match because it was Southampton. Come out half time with Danny Kay, went back to the pub to meet Brian and everybody in the pub. So yeah, it was one of them days where it was great. There were voices heard, but then it just started getting.
I like the way you forget that I was there, Corey. Like you've blanked me out of your memory.
I was there. I mean, I had some guy come up to me, goes, "Oh, Corey." I was like, "Who the hell?" Like, you know, someone like, "Oh, I've seen you on the streams." I just talk Tottenham, just like everybody else does. You know, no fame for me. I just want to talk, get my piece out like everybody else does, and enjoy my day.
Yeah.
And it's just like the last 5-6 years of being a Spurs supporter, I've been bantered, ridiculed by my mates. You know, sort of like, why do you support that shit team? I mean, I've been born into a family supporting Spurs lot where I could quite easily go and support Brighton because of my connections to the youth team. But I didn't.
He didn't do it.
We love our club. We love our club. That's why we go and support them, right? But we know we most people agree that we've got a very poor side, but there's individuals who will pick out a player that they like. The thing is, you might not rate Gray, another person will rate him. All right, so that's his opinion or her opinion over yours.
Good game in 2 seasons with.
The thing is, they don't see it like that. They don't see it like that. They just see they see things in that player that you don't see, right? And I know you're right to say that he's not a really good player, because he isn't. He's a young player, but that doesn't make him. You don't judge him on your age. You judge him if they're a good player. Yeah,
well,
if they're a good player.
Everybody else, I have these two little orbs in my head, and they're called eyes.
Yeah.
I can see what a good player is, and I can see what a crap player is. 3 years ago, I was on Sab's show, and young Adam Wharton was coming up through Blackburn. I said on Sab's show, watch this kid Wharton. He's going to be a superstar at some point. Sava agreed with me, and there's somebody else on the panel said that I didn't know what I'm talking about. The same kid now is 3 years down the line frothing out the mouth for Adam Wharton. So I know when it comes to seeing a player like that, and then I look at a player like Gray and I realise he's only in football off the back of his granddad's name. Young Hinchelwood at Brighton, levels above Archie Gray.
Very good player. And Kadioglu, he's a very good player. I love Kadioglu at Brighton.
Josh King at Fulham. You've got so many good young players. There's a load dotted around the Croupy. Well, I mean, Perchy called that one out, didn't he? Croupy. I didn't know who the kid was really until he got to the Premier League. And my God, 10
Can
million.
I just say that that next season, if we don't get rid of Richarlison and the Solankis, and obviously Mwani's going to go back. Hopefully, we don't try and sign him, which would be a disaster.
We'll do a tell.
You know, well, they won't get rid of Tog to spend so much money, but let's just say we don't get rid of the players that we know are just bringing us down. You know, we don't get rid of the Odebers, etc., etc. Then Roberto De Zerbi's got no chance. And if he doesn't speak up, I will be Roberto De Zerbi out, because I'm fed up of managers just going along with the status quo at this club. This is why Conte's speech, when he blew everything up, was the greatest thing to happen to Spurs in the last 6 years, because he blew the lid off what was happening in this football club in a dramatic way. And to a certain extent, Jose has, with his various interviews and stuff that he's done as well since then. And you know what they say, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And that's why you need, I hope that if Roberto De Zerbi doesn't get what he needs and they keep these crap players and he's not happy about it, that he does blow things up, because that's the only thing that will wake up this fan base to what's happening in this club.
Yeah, I have a running joke at the moment. If we keep Mwani as a Brightonian, I'll go and buy a Palace shirt and sit in the Brighton game. I literally do, and I hate Palace because
I'd like to see that.
I've been saying, if we stay up in the summer, I think we just need to go out and buy sensibly. Do you know what I mean? We just need to go out and buy sensibly, build up the squad sensibly and properly. Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't been. We've been buying young on hoping they're going to turn into class players and make a profit on them in 4 or 5 years' time. And none of them have worked out. Sarr hasn't progressed in the 3 years he's been here. Bergvall hasn't. Gray hasn't. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't worked out. Personally, I would sell Sarr in the summer. I don't think he's good enough. But I would loan Bergvall and Gray. Loan them, because they're still young, and they're still quite young, aren't they? They're only 20 still.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes you can look at a player, even if they're 18, 19, 20, and go, have you got it? Like
yeah,
the
but sometimes that loan to a smaller club that will help their development, could help and help them progress. And like the signings we're linked with, like Senesi on a free, Andrew Robertson on a free, I'm all for that.
Yeah, because they're solid pros.
Do you know what I mean? Solid senior pros. I mean, Andrew Robertson has won it all for Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
It'd bring a winning mentality down that we're so sorely lacking at the moment.
We just need to focus on the key areas of the pitch. We need a proper ball playing central midfielder. Two would be ideal, but this is Tottenham. We'll only do one, and that's it. Take it, or like it, or lump it in it. That's how we do business. We need at least 2 fresh wingers, and we need a proper goal scorer.
Yeah.
Lewis Holtby, yes, bring back the Holtby.
I've said push the boat out a bit, but I can't see us getting him, because I just think he won't come to us. I really want Angelo Stiller from Stuttgart. I love that guy. He is such a good football player. Football player. And also, what's his name? Guirassy from Dortmund's told Dortmund he wants to leave at the end of the season. He wants to play in a different league. Telling me you would take him over Solanke.
How old is Guirassy?
Guirassy's 29 years old.
Oh, I thought he was 26, 29. But yeah, he's a very strong, solid ball player.
He's a proper unit, and he's also pretty quick as well.
That's what we're missing up front, a lack of pace. Solanke doesn't have it.
Richie hasn't got it.
There's a reason why Solanke was binned off by 2 teams in the Premier League, in Chelsea and Liverpool. So
he hasn't got it.
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen some absolute dross strikers in my life, but those 2 take the biscuit. And then when you hear people going, but what about his scoring record in the Championship? Then that first season in the Premier League for Solanke, and how many years has he been a pro? You're a striker, and how many years have you been a pro?
He's
I saw
had.
Colton Cole. Sorry, I saw
Go on.
Colton Cole on Talk Sport talking about Solanke like he's bloody R9. I was thinking, what player is he talking about?
Hang on, which R9 we talking about? Are we talking about
You
Portuguese
know,
or Phenomenon?
no, like any of them. It
He
doesn't
doesn't even
matter.
play there.
Ronaldo
He doesn't
or
even play there in
he's
bootlaces,
bigging him
man.
up like he's some sort of brilliant striker. And I thought, what are you seeing?
Mm.
I think
What
you've
is he
seen him
seeing?
at Spurs.
I mean, when we look at some of our loans this season, Moore going to Scotland, crap league to go and really apply yourself in. Vuskovic said, I'm not to the levels of Kuti and Van de Ven. I'm going to go out on loan. Goes to Germany, young player of the year, goal of the year, player of the year for a defender. Yeah, I'd have him back in the first team in a heartbeat because he just offers more than what not Van de Ven, more than what Romero does.
Interesting.
It could be a
Got more
squad player
questions?
as
Yeah,
well.
go on.
They do not have VAR in the Championship. I can
No,
say
they
that.
don't have
No,
VAR.
they
No.
don't. No,
No, there's no VAR. No
I'm
VAR.
watching. I'm watching
That's all
QPR
right.
without VAR.
I've got to say this though. The lapse challenge on Jed basically took his head off. Why is that not a red card? He wasn't
Oh
looking
no!
where Jed was, brought his arm
Well,
up, smashed him in the
Even
face.
worse then. What about what's his name? Havertz's tackle on Thingy the other day.
Oh, that was definitely a straight
How's
red.
that? Do you know what I mean?
Grim.
The only reason why they won that league, Arsenal, is because they've had VAR go their way. And let's be honest, Liverpool and City have been absolutely piss poor. Yeah, they've got a great team, player for player at each position. They've got two great players for every position, but
I agree.
They have had so much help along the way.
I agree. I've been watching what all of the other fan groups have been saying about Arsenal winning the league.
Yeah.
And I said it to my Chelsea mate right at the beginning of the season. I said the establishment are doing everything in their power to give it to Arsenal this season. Every decision. And it's not sometimes the blatant VAR stuff. It's, you know, when we play them, the referees are so quick to hand out yellow cards to the opposing team, so they hamstring them from the outset, so they can't put tackles in on the Arsenal players, you know, and they're getting away with, you know, lack of bookings and these decisions that consistently happen game after game after game.
Mhm.
You know, I don't want to come across as a conspiracy theorist, but for me, it's corruption, because when you're applying the law differently to different clubs, basically, it's not just Spurs, by the way. It's not just us complaining about it. It's near enough all of the rest of the Premier League is complaining about how Arsenal have got away with murder this year. Then what else is it apart from corruption? You know, it's fine. Some circumstances, some decisions were right to go for them, but the vast majority of them weren't.
Yeah, but
So
you know,
what
if you
is that?
say that, Maz, if you say that in any WhatsApp groups, there's certain people that shoot everybody down. I won't mention names, but they do. They will go in on you. They will go in on you and say that is not true. They do.
Listen, where I do agree with some of those people is if you're using that as the excuse as to why your own team is not winning, then you make your own luck and your own fortune. Yeah. I'm very much a believer of that. However, when it's not just you as a fan base saying it, it's everyone else at fan bases are saying this, right? Then there's an element of truth to it. There is truth to it, because it's not just us. And also as well, is we're in an age now where, like, the media corporations and different groups are effectively saying to you, don't trust what your eyes are showing you. You know, they're asking you to you know, it's like a big psyop. They're asking you not to believe what your eyes are showing you. And I just don't, I'll fight against that. You know, if I can see that there's an injustice, and if I can see that there's injustice, not just from our point of view, but from other clubs' point of view, then there's evidence, there's video evidence, and you can correlate and corroborate all of these different evidences, then you know that's how you make an informed decision, right?
Yeah.
How else
Like-
do you think?
Let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Right. We'll go back to that Havertz tackle. I can't remember which player it was he done it on, but I remember it.
It's that long name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Can't pronounce it.
But anyway, put the shoe on the other foot. If that was Romero that done that tackle, what would the outcome have been?
Red
Probably
card.
It would have been a straight red. Let's be honest. It would have been a straight.
As a Romero, you can't just use that as Romero making that tackle, and it's any other player in any other team across the league.
Well, I'm just saying because I personally think there's an agenda against Spurs. I think.
That I agree with. Right, I do actually agree with that, and I don't want to turn this into like a conspiracy corner type show, right? But what I would say is there's been tackles that Van der Ven has done that I thought, bloody hell, that's potentially a red card or yellow card. It's about it's about calling it as you see it at the time, whether it's your team or not. You've got to be fair, right? And that tackle that Havertz did, I think absolute stonewall red card. I'm surprised he never got sent off straight away. He could have broke the guy's leg.
Yeah. It's reputation. Like Romero's got a torrid reputation in the Premier League, right? If he does a tackle like that, he's off. We know it. We know he's going to get sent off. There's no argument about it.
Still the argument that there's no such thing as corruption in the Premier League going on in the chat, by the way.
Really? What did Jose Mourinho say about when Jose Mourinho was in Spain for Real Madrid and he was calling out corruption? Right? He turned around to the reporters and said, "You really think there's no corruption in the Premier League?" This is at the time he was the world's best manager. So why do we think that our league's any better than everyone else's? Have you not seen how this country's been run and the way that our various establishments in the country and all the corruption that's going on there? You really think that the Premier League hasn't got corruption? You're mad.
It has.
Massively.
I mean, there's also a video I watched. It's quite interesting. Yesterday, HITC Sevens, they brought a video out about how the Premier Leagues kind of are dominating European football now due to the money being in it. And then they start picking up clubs across the league that aren't in Europe, and Brighton are the 10th richest club in the Premier League. And when they were in Europe, they had a budget twice the size of any other team that they were playing against in the conference they were in? Conference League? Or Europa? I can't quite remember. But when you're seeing stats like that compared to teams in Germany that have only got a fraction of the budget, while other teams in Europe now with England, especially with Villa and Chelsea and all that lot, these teams can't compete. And I saw that. That was quite shocking, quite damning on how football's going at the moment on the level. It should be a level playing field. It is
shocking. Again, I'm not using this as the reason why Spurs are rubbish or why we should win at all. But look at Man City's 115 charges, and I'm not in the weeds of this exactly. Why there's been delays and everything. But what I can tell you from a geopolitical point of view, right, is Britain is broke, right? Do you really think that the establishment figures in the UK aren't saying to the FA, let's not piss off these multi-billionaire owners that pump loads of money into the UK? Because if we do, it's going to be bad for the people and the economy and stuff like that. Of course, they're having these types of conversations, right? Pete
can't come out and said it'd be the worst thing for West Ham to get relegated because it will cost the taxpayers a source or whatever it is of income, but it's the actual taxpayers that pay for West Ham Stadium. So that's the one I had to laugh at the other day.
Again, just to clarify to everyone, I'm not saying that the things that I'm talking about is any way linked to Tottenham Hotspur or why we're rubbish or anything like that. I'm not using that as an excuse. I don't think you should ever use these things as an excuse. You make your own fortune, you make your own luck, right? Etc. etc. But what I would appeal to everyone is look with your eyes. and come to your own assessment. Don't let people manipulate you and turn you away from what is self-evident.
Good morning, Tanita, by the way. Hope you're well. So as it stands then on here, everyone's like, there's definitely corruption in football.
100%.
Dave's yes, Maz is yes. Ellie, I heard say yes earlier. Corey, you're a yes.
Yeah,
That's correct.
You'll know there's corruption. You'll know when there's full corruption, when City get away with everything. That's
what I was
all these 115 charges. When they get away with it, that's when you know there's serious corruption.
This is why I've got a lot of respect for the Italian league with the whole match fixing scandal with Juventus all those years ago. They made an example out of them and relegated them. I mean, I know 6 of their top players stayed and they got promoted straight away, but why can't we in this league look at a team that has systematically broken the system like Chelsea, like City, and make an example out of them? I mean, there are teams smaller than them, and Everton and Forest, that got hit quicker than a whore turning a trick with points deductions and fines. Chelsea, because the previous owners did it, just a 10 million slap on the wrist. Come on. And then you get, obviously, City. They say it's 115 charges, but I saw something online the other day. It's close to 150 now. They're finding other smaller things that could be potentially put on, but they won't get hit because they make too much money for the Premier League as the brand. So they won't get hit. They won't see that much as a punishment per se. But yeah, the corruption will be.
How about this? How about this for corruption? Name me the one team, right, that's gone to the top division without merit.
Arsenal.
There you go.
Maz.
We know the history.
Maz. I'm sorry, so I had to chime in because I'm sorry. By the way, I hope no one's trying to imitate Mr. Box Office here because I've got my camera on because it's called a personal life for a reason. That's why I've not got my camera on. You can guess what it is. You can guess what it is and make your imagination up in the chat if you want to do it because it's called a personal life for a reason. But the point I need to come on here, because I'm sorry, I'm fed up with Spurs fans right now. We're on our knees at the moment, on our knees. And all I'm hearing from Spurs fans, especially from a certain Spurs fan, Spurs talk show, sorry, Mark, don't worry, it's not on you, it's on me. I said it, not me, not anybody else. So you can blame the Professor of Truth and Entertainment. Don't worry, I don't really care who I say because they invite me on their show. I don't really care about them, right? Saying about the PGAML. I'm sorry. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? We're in relegation problems because of ourselves. When I was saying a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I said, we need to win our games because Brentford did us a favour. Arsenal did us a favour, right? All I was told was, oh, Alex, Mr. Box Office, why are you saying that for? Are you a West Ham fan? No, because we need to win our games, right? We need to win our games. And what do? We bottle it. We absolutely bottle it when West Ham are literally giving it on a plate for us.
Alex,
on a plate for us.
You missed
and
it,
all
mate.
the people, sorry, bro.
Alex,
Let the main event speak because the main event is going to have his 5 minutes of fame, which you couldn't do it in 10. My point is, though, yeah, right? Okay, right. My point is, though, yeah, right, is that the fact is this team have been bottling it the whole season, maybe the last 8 years, 9 years, right? They've shown what they're all about. And this year now, and the last year or so, has shown that they can't handle the pressure. Right? When the game against Chelsea, when I backed the team, me, the main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, backed the team to say, you know what, you should beat Chelsea. You should at least get a draw. You know what I mean? They played a game that you thrive on. They've got all the ball. Right? You can press them out the life out of them. You can get set pieces and you can get a lucky goal, something like that, and get a draw at this game. They bottle it. They absolutely bottle it. And now you've got Everton, and now I'm told that, we could get a win against Everton. Bet on what? You bet on that? 2 home wins this season when we can't even. Everton are going to love that right now. We're trying to play beautiful football with De Zerbi. Your manager, not my manager, like I said, because everyone's now saying it's their manager now because they didn't like Thomas Frank. But that's Tottenham fans' logic now these days. Now they want Postecoglou back, but that's another story. We don't want to go into that one, right? So now that we've got De Zerbi who wants to play football, what did the Everton are going to do? They're just going to say, yeah, we soak up the pressure. We've got a midfield that can soak up the pressure. Our defence that love defending. We've got a goalkeeper that can actually save goals and stuff like that. They might not have a great strike force, but they actually got good player in, I forgot the winger, that will get in our team better than most of our strikers, by the way, right? And they just need to have one lucky strike, and then we're out of it. Yeah, and then you look at that fact, and I ain't gonna be trying to support these players. They got to sort it out themselves. They got themselves in this trouble, not me. They get paid the money, not me. You know what I mean? It's not my job. You know what I mean? Give me the money. Pay me the money to do the flipping job they're doing then. You know what I mean? Rather than tell me to support them. Sorry, they don't support me to do what I need to do on a day-to-day basis. So why does it work the other way around when I'm paying them? You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. We need to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Stop feeling sorry for ourselves and suck it up, right? And if we do get relegated, we deserve it, right? And that's all I've got to say. Back to you, Mark. I'm done. If you don't know, get to know. I've had enough of this crap.
Alex, that was an amazing speech, but it was totally off topic to what we were talking about. We all said that we weren't speaking about Spurs and this thing about corruption. So you just wasted 5 minutes.
I'm just making myself known, Mads. I'm making myself known.
If you're going to take a stripe out of the king, you've got to make sure you land, but you've like fucking totally gone off on a different planet.
Well, mate, Bob, I'm making myself known. Sorry,
maybe you need to go on Sean's show and talk to him about that. Not this one, because we weren't actually talking about Spurs feeling sorry for ourselves. We're actually talking about Man City and Arsenal.
Well, bro, that's the problem. We talk about teams too much. We talk about other teams too much. We're talking
about football, Alex. We're not, we're talking about football.
We're talking about other teams too much. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. But anyway, Maz, you can carry on.
What's going on here? What's going on?
It's descended into chaos, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has a little bit.
I'm standing here as a former dormer, mate. Like, fucking hell. Like, and my job back in the day would just throw both of you out and tell you to get on with it.
Just opinion at the end of the day,
I know.
Corey, innit? It is what it is. Maz, any reply to Mr. Box Office?
I don't know if there is a need to reply. I did state that this is nothing to do with Spurs, and we weren't talking of that. But Alex wanted to. Obviously, Alex is letting Sean get underneath his skin, and he needed to come on and tell everyone about how displeased he is. Which I agree with him, by the way. I actually agree with what Alex said. I think if we're using refereeing decisions as the excuse as to why we're doing bad, then yeah, absolutely. It's nothing to do with that. We make our own fortune and make our own luck at the end of the day.
We need to focus on our own club, stop looking up.
Yeah.
We need to worry about what's going on in our club. But then
absolutely.
When there is mass corruption and teams getting away with charges because they've got better lawyers than X team, then make it a fairer playing field and make an example out of these teams who systematically cheat. Do what the Italians did to Juventus, slap them down a few divisions, knock them down a few pegs, take away the titles they've won over those years through match fixing, make them earn it again.
And they did the same to Rangers as well, didn't they, up in Scotland?
They did the same to Rangers. I mean, there are teams littered all over world football that have been, due to match fixing, knocked down a few pegs and their titles taken off of them.
It's all to do with money. The Premiership's got a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, because these teams make a lot of money for the FA, for the government and everything like that.
I'll get in trouble.
Anthony, Alex, I can hear you, by the way. Anthony, let's just welcome Anthony in. I'm sure he's a Channel fan, by the way. He's always here.
Yeah, I've been on before, Mark.
Yeah, I remember you, Anthony. I remember you, mate.
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad.
Have you come to let us know that your team's won the league, mate? Eh?
I thought you
No,
were going to
this-
say, "Is he come in peace?"
I've just got to say, there's not many gooners out there that actually have a level head. And when I've seen
No,
like,
no,
chat,
it's just-
been very level headed. So
Yeah, go Anthony. Go.
Yeah. The 29 Havertz and the Gabriel, both red cards. I haven't got a
It's on
problem with
mute.
that. But my problem is that Havertz challenge, who else has done it this season? Foden did that against a Fulham player. No one's complaining about that not being a red card. But Arsenal do it, it's the red card. Everyone's having a help burn. Why? What about Bernardo Silva hitting a Brentford player? And they should have had a penalty. No one's complaining about that. Once Arsenal get a decision their way, everyone's an outburst. And when Man City were winning these titles and they were getting decisions go their way, was anyone calling corruption then?
yeah.
Why now all of a sudden? That's what I like to know. Why is it corruption when Arsenal are on top? It's corruption. Man City get decisions. Everyone knows the handball Rodri did, the Doku sweep tune music, the 40-yard offside against Aston Villa. Why is that not corruption?
I think the
But
one that
Havertz
got
does
me
a
this
silly
season
challenge.
as well
It's
was
corruption.
the one that got me was the offside when the ball was played forward when the guy was still running through his own half from his own half to collect the ball. I can't remember what Premier League game that was, but they flagged it for offside. And I'm like, hang on a minute, he's in his own half.
I'm not saying people don't get decisions go their way. They don't go that way. I'm not saying Arsenal have not had decisions go their way a lot this year. They have. But not every team gets decisions their way. Some don't. Look when Arsenal were offside, Brentford game, when the Brentford player was offside, they didn't draw the lines. We would have won that game. We might have won the league. Why wasn't that corruption? For Man City to win the league. Look when you played them. And Son went through, but when Man City scored the first goal, KDB was offside. They didn't draw the lines, they still gave the goal. And they still went on to win the league. Why isn't that corruption?
Arsenal deserve
Doesn't
to win
make
the
sense to me. All of a sudden, 4 years in a row, Man City win the league. That's not corruption. Arsenal don't win it for 22 years. It's corruption.
Yeah, it's
I think my argument is, I think my Arsenal do deserve it. They're top of the
We've
league.
been getting banged for 20 odd years. And you lot can't take it now because we've won a title, but you can give it. We give it back. You can't take it.
Bo, trust me.
What I will say, mate, you lot have had a lot of help on the way.
One at a time, because I can't hear all of you.
Go on, Alex. You go first, mate.
No. You go because I've got my channel. You've been a gentleman to me. You speak, mate. You speak, mate.
What I will say with Arsenal, right? Don't get me wrong. They deserve to win the league. They've been consistent.
No one deserves to win it unless they're top and they're at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, but what I will say, and I watch a lot of football and stuff like that. I watch with my eyes, mate. You have had a lot of help coming your way with a lot of officiating decisions going your way. Seven, and the rest, mate. You're every corner your mob get. You bully the opposition's goalkeeper. Get away with it. No other team does it. No other team does it. No. Happens to Raya once. He gets a free kick against West Ham.
No. No.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm only saying it as I see it, mate.
I'll chime in here as a goalkeeper.
So our defenders hold down the goalkeeper's arms, so he can't jump for the ball. That's what you're saying.
Not to that degree, but you surround him and bully the keeper.
What? So you're telling me
don't get me wrong, it's a tactic.
Every team
no other defenders surround the goalkeeper now. So Ray has never been surrounded, no. Ray has never been pushed in the box, no. No one touches Raya. No one.
Yeah, he does, but I'm just saying, mate, you do get a lot of help. You have had a lot of help on the way. When in other games, different situations could have been different.
So the one where Declan Rice was grappling a Chelsea player. Yeah, that was a penalty. But then they got the goal from the corner. So either way, it would have been a goal, right?
Yeah.
So then when they were doing the same to us in their box, because Enzo was doing that to one of our players, is that a red card? I mean, is that a penalty as well then?
Are we talking about Cucurella's thing on VDV the other night?
No, this was Enzo.
Oh, Enzo.
Is it Enzo the midfielder?
I can't quite remember that one.
No, I can't.
Oh,
He was hugging him. Basically, what Declan Rice was doing, he was doing that against us in their box. Is that a penalty as well? I seem to see different energy when Arsenal do it to other teams do it to us. Or do it to other teams. Man U do it, Chelsea do it, we do it, Tottenham do it,
Everybody does it.
Man City
Everyone
do it.
crowds
Look at Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva did it against Brentford and they didn't get a penalty either. Why are they not allowed to burst that?
Can I just chime in a little bit? Yeah, right. I agree with sorry, who just spoke first?
Anthony. Yeah.
No, not Anthony. The guy just above me just now. Yeah, I forgot his name. Dave. Yeah, I do agree with what Dave's saying. I see what Dave's saying. What he's saying here. Yeah, I do think sometimes you do see a little few decisions go Arsenal's way. However, the ultimate thing that he did say, which I absolutely agree with, which is hard for me to say it because I suffered with a lot of Arsenal fans yesterday, and it got on my nerves yesterday. But it is what it is, right? Okay. Is that they deserve to win the league, right? They deserve to win the league. That ultimately, you did better than Man City. Man City messed up a lot, luckily for Arsenal, because Arsenal did mess up certain times as well, right? But ultimately, they deserve to win the league because they got enough points to win the league. That's the main thing at the end of the day. Arteta's proved all the doubters wrong, right? Because he's got the job done. He could win the Champions League, right? Which he's got an ultimate chance of winning the Champions League because it's only a final. Right, so ultimately they've proven everything right. They've proven that Tottenham have done things wrong, 100%. And I'll big up to Sabo on his video. Don't get used to it, Sabo. I'm actually praising you on that video that you did yesterday, but it was actually spot on what you did. Right, if you're hearing this, and you know I'm not going to be praising people and kissing people's backside very easily, right? But the point is, though, yeah, right, they deserve to win the league ultimately. You know what I mean? Ultimately. They do deserve to win the league because they worked it really well. They brought the right players in, quality players in, right? And they had the best squad and they got the job done. That's ultimately what they done. You know what I mean? And that's it, simple. You know what I mean? Right? And before anybody says anything, I'm not an Arsenal fan. No, I'm not. I'm a Tottenham fan. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm just only just saying what I'm seeing. And Dave's absolutely spot on.
As a football fan, I can easily take my I hate Arsenal hat off and say they're the better team on the Premier League this year, in that sense, because City were all over.
Well, no, we didn't because you ain't played the best football, have we? You know, you got to play certain football. No, you got to be a player. This is why I keep on in for rival fans. You got to play certain football to be classed as champion. And that's not the kind of football Arsenal plays. To be classed as champion.
Come into your club, whereas other clubs, you know. You could take our transfers, for instance, have been fucking diabolical. But I was also going to say, along the terms of being a goalkeeper, that any kind of force on a goalkeeper from preventing his job from a corner is deemed as a foul. A touch, a pull, a push, whatever. Anything on a goalkeeper in modern football is deemed as foul on a goalkeeper. That's why that was given. So, yeah, I agree with that decision that Arsenal got with the whole West Ham equaliser because there was a foul on the goalkeeper. It's plain as day. It's that simple. That's an easy decision. That's not corruption. That's not helping Arsenal out. There was a foul on the goalkeeper. Simple. Put that one
I just find it hilarious.
There's been decisions all over the season with every other team across the league that I think that should be a red card. Doesn't even get pulled up. The lap the other night, elbow Spence takes his head basically off his shoulders. Nothing.
So then how can it be corruption when Chelsea are getting away with it?
Chelsea are getting away with it. Liverpool get away with it. Liverpool get away with it very easily.
Yeah, but why is it corruption
no
now?
one ever pulls up Liverpool about it. I mean, Leeds have gotten away with it. Like, I mean, the Leeds mantra of dirty, dirty Leeds United stuck around with them for years, hasn't it? I mean, Leeds have got away with a few.
I can't stay that long.
Every team across world football is getting away with this stuff, you know. It's not just in this league. I mean, there was one in Madrid this year. Real were playing, I can't remember who they were playing, but clear as day cheating, they got away with it. I mean, every club does it. They call it the dark arts, for God's sake.
I just love it when Arsenal were getting bullied on the ball, getting called soft underbellies, not strong enough, be tougher. Now we're the opposite. Use a lot of complaining. You can't say don't be soft, don't have a weak underbelly, and when you don't get a weak underbelly no more, we're tougher, don't complain.
There you go.
I'm not complaining. I mean, I've sat here.
Yeah, but you are. Not you. I'm just saying the football in general. Football fans are complaining that, you know, we're too tough. They're bullies.
I mean, we can't even call ourselves rivals to Arsenal. We just share a line in North London, isn't it? 6 miles apart. So Arsenal don't really look at us as rivals anymore. Their rivals are City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man U.
No. City are not rivals. They're not our rivals. I don't class City as our rivals. The only class as rivals is Man United and Chelsea. I don't class Liverpool as rivals.
You know, but they're up there competing with you every year for these top signings. We're fucking scraping the bottom of the barrels and signing people like Gray, Bergvall, Town, Odegaard. Half of these players we signed around relegation like Richie. Odegaard went down with Burnley, and we're scrapping around with players from Leeds United, for God's sake. And I'm sorry, I've bashed Gray so much, but he's only in the back of his granddad. Sorry, I can't get behind players like that. And there's going to be people in here that go, oh, but what about that game against Madrid? What, 1 game in 2 years? Well, fuck me. You're a professional player. You should be fucking your application as a professional should be that every fucking game minimum. Simple.
See, people are thinking I'm defending Arteta. I can't stand Arteta. I've won him out. Even if he won the Champions League and Premier this season, I still want him gone. I don't want him at the club.
Oh, we brought the referee on, lads.
The ref's on. I'm sorry. The referee has asked to come on the pitch. They thought it was all over. It is now. What can I say? Welcome, Chris. How are you this morning, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Hey, how you guys doing? You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. Chris, what did you want to say?
I was just
listening,
observing, listening to the chat. So you know, if we want to, you kind of moved on. So I don't want to drag us back there, but I'm just the narratives and the desperate pivoting of Spurs fans to justify failure and place it anywhere else other than our own recruitment and our own players. Just absolutely.
Our own recruitment of players, I've said, Chris, has been terrible.
We're desperate to do Arsenal and any other team down. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of jealousy, I think, going on in this chat this morning because Arsenal have won the league. It's not they've won the league because they were the better team, right? That's just as simple.
No. Corruption.
We don't see
this word corruption.
Pure corruption, mate. Pure corruption.
Yeah.
The other thing about that is
I'll pay the rest myself. I'll pay the rest myself.
As Spurs fans, it's not just Spurs fans, by the way. All fans do this, but as Spurs fans, we cry about an Arsenal decision here and there. Do we genuinely sit and watch every single Arsenal game and and when things don't go their way, do we get upset about that? Do we go, hold on a minute, they didn't get that decision? We never mention that, do we? We never mention that. We're just going to cry. Yeah. Sure, Arsenal have been on the and look, what happens basically is loads of decisions are subjective and they could go either way. I genuinely think Spurs have been slightly unlucky, but it doesn't make the decision wrong. Spurs have maybe been slightly on the wrong end. Maybe Arsenal have been slightly on the right end. But you know what? Last season, Arsenal had the second most VAR overturns against them. Only Wolves had more. But we don't mention that. We don't mention that, do we? Because it doesn't fit the narrative. So I just find it really frustrating.
Arsenal were losing. It's funny. But now we're not losing. It's not funny.
Exactly. So
it's corruption now.
We just need a little bit of maturity where we go, you know what, decisions are subjective a lot of the time. And it's just what I see in the Spurs community is massively, this whole corruption thing is just a ginormous echo chamber. They never get on, or very rarely, but fair play, Mark, here I am. They never get on someone with a background who understands the laws properly and why these decisions happen. All they do is just talk to someone else who's equally outraged and go, the refs are shit. And the other person goes, yeah, they are shit. And they go, see, I must be right because you're agreeing with me. And it's like, this is mental. This is mental. We need to stop it. We need to concentrate on what our issues are. They're much bigger than the referees. It's not a coincidence that we're 17th for 2 years in a row. That's not down to the refs. And my last point, before I shut up for a minute, even if it was down to the refs, it wouldn't be an issue if we weren't shit. If we had half decent players, the refs couldn't even get us anywhere near the relegation zone, even if they wanted us to. So let's stop it with all the nonsense.
Send me another chats, mate, about what I've called players out on and shit. I do agree. 90% of our playing squad is absolute cack.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a 26-man squad and about 7 or 8 of them I'd keep. The rest of them I wouldn't bat an eyelid to. So I can see as a football fan, not just a Spurs fan, that our team is missing that great big Q word in quality. And not just quality, depth in quality as well to bring on for substitutes. We are suffering and have suffered since Jose left. And Conte called it out. Jose came in. And it just hasn't changed since then. And it's just been problem after problem. It's been so problem. Now, the word problematic is just looking like a punchline now, right? Isn't it? I can easily take I hate Arsenal cap right now. But I can take my I hate Arsenal cap off as a football fan and go, I'm glad they won it and not Man City, because I cannot stand serial cheaters winning stuff. Chelsea, City. Can't stand serial cheaters like that getting away with shit when, like I said, like smaller teams like Everton and Forest get hit quicker than a whore turning a trick. I'm sorry, but where's the fairness? Just because you could afford fancier lawyers doesn't mean you should be able to bend the rules to a whim just because you make this country and this league money.
I think it's just hitting harder.
But if this league has any merit to it, do what Juventus had done to them. Not just take away the match fixing thing. Hit these teams quick before they can come in and get these fancy lawyers and start using laws and bend the laws to a whim to keep them there. I'm so fed up of seeing serial cheaters get away with murder while smaller clubs suffer.
Yeah,
I mean, knocking Everton before was a knock on the head for me. I was like, fuck this league.
It just hits harder at the moment because we are trying to deal with the fact that we might not be a Premier League club in 3 days' time and Arsenal are going off to the Champions League final. That's difficult, and that comes out in emotional ways of, rather than just deal with it and be a bit mature and go, we have serious issues in our club, we just need to focus on that. It's all we're gonna belittle Arsenal's achievements. We're gonna find other reasons.
I can't belittle a club that's done it properly, man. Sorry. Proper transfers, proper recruitment team, proper medical team.
I'm not going to lie.
They've done everything that we would like.
It is living rent free in my head that they're so successful. And look how shit we are.
I'm sorry, our scouting team couldn't scout a Mars bar in Asda, and even if it was on offer and put in their face, sorry, I'm going for the Snickers.
We're gonna get off the refereeing. I know Chris has just come on, but we're gonna move on from there. We're gonna move on from there. Let's get back onto the Tottenham talk. It is. I wanted to bring Anthony in because I wanted to hear what he had to say at the end of the day, and he puts his point across. And everyone feels differently about it. Whatever you might think, it is what it is at the end of the day. I think Chris is right. I think maybe subconsciously as Tottenham fans, because Arsenal are doing so well and we are where we are. Do you know what I mean? You see things, and I'm not saying there's certain challenges I think that have gone on, Chris, and I'm quite happy to say it to you. There's certain things that have gone on in the last few weeks, and I think to myself, wow, I've got these, I can see it, and it's a foul. And he should be off or he shouldn't be off, whatever it is. And I just think there's been a few decisions over the last few weeks in our league. The one up in Scotland with Celtic last week before they won the league, the game before they won the league. Yeah, there's some really, and I just find it a bit odd, Chris. And that's another reason why I wanted you to come on when you said you wanted to come on, because trying to explain it, I mean, like the different things that are going on with different teams. And is there any of those decisions that you see, Chris, that, and you know, sort of some of the ones that I'm talking about over the past few weeks, do you think to yourself, actually, no, that was off? Are there any decisions that you think that have been got wrong?
Yeah, of course there are decisions I disagree with, but what fans need to understand is that there's not always one definitively, this is the only possible correct decision. There's so many decisions where, obviously, I've got a lot of people who have got refereeing backgrounds that I talk to away from the Spurs community, and they'll often send me an incident and go, what do you think of this? And the discussion then tends to go, well, I think it's a penalty for this reason. And they'll go, well, I think it's not a penalty for this reason. And both things can actually be justifiable. It just depends on your personal interpretation. So there are plenty where I think it could have gone Spurs' way and it didn't, for sure. There's been very few this season I've watched and I've thought that's outrageous and it's completely unjustifiable. And that I just can't understand. I will say one of them, just to throw this in, I can't understand how Havertz wasn't sent off the other night. I cannot, from a refereeing background, can't understand how they've got there. But although I do see the difference between that and the Simmons challenge, but I still think it's a red card. But that's just an opinion. I don't instantly pivot to the referee must be corrupt and there's some sort of agenda going on. It's just occasionally that referee has got a second to make a decision. He has one opinion. I have a different opinion. It's not. That's all it is, man.
Yeah. To go back for a few comments ago, a certain referee was a legend. He was built in VAR, that guy. So that referee didn't need assistance from anybody. Geraldini Pelugia, the Italian guy, absolute quality referee. And now if the standard of refereeing was up to what he was and bring in that, there would be no discussion nowadays, would there? If the refereeing standard...
Even that, Corey, we have a certain perspective that we build opinions on. And I guarantee if you go and ask Everton fans, they will tell you something completely different to that.
Okay.
That's based on their opinion of a game that he did against Villarreal where things didn't go their way. So they say he's terrible. So
yeah, I get that. Let's move on to Tottenham. Back to Tottenham again. 1 point required, 1 game to go at home, 2 wins all season, 5 wins over the last 2 seasons in the Premier League. What do we have to do on Sunday? Because there's going to be people that say, stick 10 men behind the ball. It's all right, just block them out. It'll be fine. Others are going to say, let's play our game. Let's do our thing. Go out and do what the boss asks you to do. Where is everyone with it on Sunday? And how... I know it's big. Don't get me wrong. It's a stupid question to ask. Like, how big is it? But really, how big is it if Tottenham don't get this point at the weekend?
This game is bigger than Europa League final.
I'll agree with that. I was going to say we just need to play football and not worry about sticking 10 men behind, just attack the game and then go out and hopefully we go out on top. And hopefully Leeds, when you saw that Leeds player doing the whole bloody West Ham salute in the background, I hope Leeds turn up and actually play football and not just say, right, we're on the beach now, because that would be bigger than what that Chelsea fraud football fan was going on about when Villa apparently threw it the other week when they made 9 changes against us. I'm sorry, like
it's actually 7, but don't matter.
7, 9, well, whatever. When you're getting fake fans like that saying Tottenham deserve to be relegated and all this business, I'm sitting there, mate. You're a pundit. You're supposed to be impartial. I know you're a Chelsea fan, but god damn it, man, how's this guy? What's it? His name Rory or whatever his name? How's this guy
Rory
got a
Jennings.
platform to talk? Yeah, how's this absolute knobhead got a platform for people to listen to? I've just got to sit there like, really, you're a pundit. You're supposed to be impartial, mate, regardless of what you think. Villa are resting players like any other team would do a week before a final and throw out the kids or whatever. Just feed the 9 players that don't normally play, give them minutes.
Makes me laugh. You're telling me if Chelsea weren't in a final a few days later, Chelsea would rest all their key players.
Oh, every club's done it, my friend.
Everyone does it. and we just took advantage of it.
Exactly.
You know what I
So
mean?
we can't handle the
Because
fact that Villa done that and we turned up to do. And got
If
the
I'm being
points.
completely honest, if Villa would have put out a full strength team, we would have got spanked. Because look what they've done to Forest.
Oh yeah. Look what they did last night. Buendia's second goal, mate. Oh.
And Tilleman's goal. I'm just scared because
Buendia's was the touch.
I'm scared because I don't trust our team. I trust De Zerbi in a way because he is a good tactician and he's a good coach, but I just don't trust our team. They've let us down all season, haven't they? And last season as well. So, all right, we won the Europa Cup, but like a lot of people say, that was covering over a lot of shit that we had to go through throughout that year, losing 22 games at home. Not at home overall, sorry. I just don't. I don't trust them. There's one game. There's one game left, right? They've got one chance to not put anything right. They're not putting anything right. They're just saving us from relegation and going into the Championship. But at the end of the day, I just don't think they're good enough. And really, if you look at the whole season. Right, I know I'm a Spurs fan and I love our club, but we do actually deserve to go down because we've been the worst team. I know that
Not
might
only
be
that,
doom
we've
and
been the
gloom.
worst
I don't
team
want
over
us to
the
go
last-
down, but we deserve to go down.
Under Ange as well, and before that, I mean, we've been
Yeah.
terrible for
What I
quite some
said.
time.
We've been terrible
But
beforehand
last year
as
we
well.
were very lucky. We were lucky last season because there were 3 worst teams in the league. This season, it's
Yeah.
not been so much 3 worst teams in the league because you've had Sunderland and Leeds, who back in the day were established Premier League teams and know how to stay in this league. I'm surprised with Wolves, with the talent that they've had, how and why they're sitting so far off of the pace. Whereas a few seasons ago, you know, they were beating pretty much everybody, which I find funny. It's between us and West Ham. Burnley, they're the yo-yo team. They're the mantra that we used to give West Ham, didn't it? You know, the yo-yoers up and down every year. But I'm just hoping we stay up and West Ham go down because the whole us as taxpayers are paying for them to sit in a nice stadium, not have to pay anything for it. It'd just be beautiful to see that. And the fact that West Ham are so far in debt as well and how they haven't been hit with points deductions makes me laugh.
Depends if they've gone over, isn't it? If they've gone over the sustainability rules.
Watch the video that I said about earlier on about like teams in the leagues and stuff like that and comparison. There's also another video I watched on West Ham and they're allotted. I think this season alone, they're like 172 million in debt. That's without the stadium keeping and propping them up. I mean, I think West Ham only pay close to 5 million a year for rent. They don't pay the council tax, the electric bill, or anything like that. That's fleeced on us, the taxpayers, because of it being the Olympic Stadium. So the taxpayers pay to keep the lights on that stadium, which is frustrating enough.
I think Tony said, Corey, when I was talking to Tony, the off Hammers Football TV, he'll put me right. It was either 1 or 2 home games covers the rent for the season.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that, you know, their rent is so cheap compared to the likes of Brighton pay extortionate amount of rent. Bournemouth in their already 12,000 seater stadium pay stupid rent. You know, it's like, I just look at it like you were gifted a stadium off the back of taxpayers.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that Spurs didn't get that goddamn fucking awful ground. Because remember when everybody's like, oh yeah, we should go for it. I'm sat there like, why? I went and worked at the Olympic Park over that summer. And I sit there and I'm like, how can anyone see anything? Because a field with a great big Olympics track around it. I mean, there's a reason why Olympics tracks we got rid of
and
over the last 20,
Westfield.
30 years because players and fans want to be closer to each other.
Yeah, fair play, Corey.
It's not the fans' fault, though. You can't blame
it's not
the
fans' fault, but I mean, I can't blame the fans for the ownership of West Ham, but then I can blame our ownership for everything that they've done wrong in 26 years of owning us. The hairs on our back should have stood up. We're here to make money. 26 years ago, those people said that. Levy, I felt like was made as a scapegoat, even though I hated his guts. Enoch, I was Enoch and Levy out the day they sacked Yol. So going on 18 years, and it's still going on. I can't stand this ownership.
Yeah.
But
Well,
everything that's wrong with our club has come from top to bottom.
Let's see what changes, Corey, staying up, or if Spurs manage to get themselves relegated on Sunday. We're going to wrap up the show. Just before we go, we'll shout out the channels. But first of all, even though it's early in the week, score predictions, because I'll ask everyone every day up until Sunday. Score predictions for the weekend, please.
I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw because I want us to stay up. So I'll go for a 2-2 draw.
It's tough because we're toothless up front. So I will take a draw. But I just can't see anything more than that right now. How appalling we've been in the last 3 years.
Corey, sorry, I was waylaid by the missus there, showing me some Manchester tart that she wanted me to show you all. It's just by the way, actually. Corey, score again. Sorry.
I said it's going to be, for me, we've been toothless for the last few seasons since Kane and Son have left us.
Yeah.
This whole season we have lacked creation, directions, goal scorers. Our top goal scorer is Richie. It's just absolutely criminal, isn't it? I said I can't see nothing more than a draw here. Prove me wrong, go out and get a win, play our game. But how we've been since this new stadium's been built is shocking.
Fair play. Chris, where are you at with it?
I mean, I'm very worried is where I am. I think
I'm the same, mate. I'm the same. Yeah.
If we concede first, I'm really concerned because of what the atmosphere will be like, lack of character in the team. But if you're going to pin me down to a prediction right now, I'll go with 1-1, but very, very low levels of confidence in that.
Yeah. I've got to ask
that, Chris.
I've got to ask Anthony. Anthony, if you're still there, where are you at with it for Spurs at the weekend?
I do think we lose 2-0, but I don't think West Ham beat Leeds. I think we stay up anyway.
Right. Yeah. Fair play, mate. Fair play to you. Dave, have you done yours? Did you do yours? Did you go first? Go on, Dave.
Unfortunately, I just think 1-0 Everton, but I also think West Ham are going to bottle it as well. So we'll stay up on that merit.
I think we're going to lose 2-1. I'm only being honest, people. Sorry. I know I keep saying we're going to lose every week, but I just can't see how we're winning. Listen, I think we're going to lose 2-1, but I think West Ham are going to draw 1-1 with Leeds. And I think we'll get away with it by the skin of our teeth. By hook or by crook, please. As the sheriff says, if there's a God anywhere, whoever it is, please be on Spurs this Sunday. We're going to wrap up. Dave, shout out your channel for us, mate, please. Or 2 channels, I should say now. Go on, mate.
Well, I'll just stick with the one I've got with Van. Me and Anne have got a new channel called the Spurs Sessions Podcast. Yeah, if you go over there, come on here, give us a like and a subscribe. We've just done our first video yesterday. Went really well. Quite enjoyed it, to be fair. And we've got another one coming up this Saturday. So it's going to be every Wednesday and Saturday.
Big up to you. And Ellie, you want to shout out your channels, please?
Just on my TikTok, Queen Elly COYS. There's a lot of nice videos there, taking the mickey out of Spurs and Arsenal. That's my. You know what? I like taking the mickey out of our club as well, because there's a lot to take the mickey out of at the moment. But I love our club, obviously, but sometimes you've got to be real. Right, and then obviously over at X, I'm on Spurs Are My Passion. So anybody wants to follow me there, I post lots of really good videos there, from nostalgia right up to present day. Even there's good videos from this season, like when we beat Man City away. That was a very good one.
Excellent, Ellie. Big up to all who've been on. Chris, thanks for coming on this morning. Corey, Anthony, thanks for coming on this morning. Everyone else, Maz earlier on, Anthony was on. Alex Box Office.
Thank you, Mark.
Sorry if I've forgotten anyone, by the way. Anthony, big up to you for coming on today, by the way, as well. Appreciate it, mate. You're always welcome. Anyone that's left in the chat, by the way, you can subscribe to the Two Marks as well, if you already haven't. And do us a favour, we're 20 odd likes away from 100 on this stream today. If you haven't hit the like button on the way out, please do. Really appreciate it. And lastly, I just got to say a big thank you to Phil COYS for sticking in a super sticker earlier on. Phil, I hadn't forgot it. Just always bring them up at the end, or try to if I remember, mate. Big up to everyone. Big up in the chat to everyone as well. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30, for the next edition of the Breakfast Brunch. Make sure you're here. If you don't subscribe, you won't know we're here. So hit that button. See you all soon. Thanks everyone for being on this morning. And as always, come on, you Spurs.